They say, and it's true, that everything is getting faster. You're not getting any younger, and time is the single resource that you can never get back or get any more of. So why are you wasting time wandering around a comic book shop looking for a new storyline to get hooked on?
Hi everybody, and welcome to Minute to Skin It. Yeah!
Spend 1 hour with Miss Jen and Bean, and they'll give you the leg up on all the latest books hitting shelves this week. Your pull list will be brimming with the hottest new books before your friends even hear about them.
Susan Provenance of Secrets. This is The Heathens. I read Wolverine number 17.
It's Minute to Skim It, every Tuesday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
All right, I'm getting my pricing. As you can see, John's not with us. Amy, I'm an idiot. I can't find my pricing. Do you have it for me?
I got it.
All right.
This is why you keep me around.
I thought it was for your rugged good looks, charm, wit, and talent.
If it was for any of those things, I would have fired long ago by a great many people.
Well, I tell you what, they'd have to deal with me if that was the case. So
I had an ex-girlfriend tell me once that if I wanted someone handsome, I'd be with someone else.
But I'm bummed.
Now she is. So I don't know what that means.
I think what that means is that she has no taste. She moved on and she's regretting it.
What up, Stevie B, Jen King, and Jeff Wedding? What's up, guys?
Hey, all. You know, Nick's an old man. That's why he needs both computer screens here. Because, and then we got everybody else on the side. All right. Great show tonight. Really excited. We not only put together, I got to start looking at the camera, not the computer. Not only do we have the great art that if you saw our trailer on Dynamite's YouTube channel, not only do we have all this beautiful artwork, these great remarks, the original to Amy, where did we put the here it is, Vampirella 25, which we'll talk about in a minute, our big book of the week. This is our biggest week of the year too. Not only do we have those, we have 2 limited edition lithographs. These are 11 by 17, can get them into Michael's. 2 limited edition lithographs by Lucio Perillo, which I did not give to Kyle because these were last minute editions. And on top of that, I was able to get, a lot of people know I have a great relationship with John Romita Sr. and John Romita Jr. And I love them. I love Virginia, the entire family. John Sr. sold me some of his file copies and reference material to his personal archives, including this Angel trading card signed by John. And this is from the 1995 Fleer Ultra Series. And this shot of MJ that he gave to someone, the original, as a gift that he also used as a reference. So we've got some really cool items tonight, and I am extremely excited. I think John might end up being a little bit jealous that he missed out on so many cool items. We have Tom Rainey. Remember what I said in my commercial? Everybody loves a monkey. We have Apocalypse. We have Vampirella 25, and it's labeled twice, Vampyverse number 3 and Vampirella 25. Take my word for it, it's Vampirella 25. We have Tony Daniels, John Byrne, I think this might be Salvador La Rocca and Igor Corday. The cover was by Salvador La Rocca. Igor did a fill-in issue. We have more Tony Daniel. We're going to talk about this for a second. This is not for sale, but we're doing a campaign with Bill Cox of Comic Art Fans, who has a huge weekend this weekend. You got to go to comicartfans.com starting tomorrow at 11. If you're not a premium member, and if you are, you can wait. If you're not a premium member, you start at 1. If you are a premium member, you start at 11. Nick will get it right one of these days. Great remarks by Ken Hazer. So it's been a great, great day. Stevie B in the house, Jeff Wedding, Jen King, Adrian Neal. Everyone, pretty pleased with sugar. Hit that thumbs up button if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook or Twitter or anywhere else, if they have thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. If they have hearts, please hit those hearts. If not for me, do it for Kyle. Because as we were saying, he's the good-looking, talented one. I just got a mouth that won't stop talking. And if you wouldn't mind, also, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. I got to tell John's story because John's not here. And almost as important, if you would not mind, share. Sharing is caring. Help our algorithm. Help us reach more people. Help us continue to be able to bring you so many great shows.
If you don't hit the like, he's going to snap again.
Oh! I better calm down. This is Kyle's ugly face.
I got a brand new Thanos in. My old Thanos broke. I got a brand new one, so he's with me in the studio today.
That's awesome. Where'd you get that at?
This one is a 3D printed one. I had the bank that Marvel made.
Right.
But it broke because it kept falling off the shelf. So this one's 3D printed and solid. It's actually a headphone holder.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Wait, you are by yourself? I'm never by myself, Neil. I've got you. I've got Adrian. I've got Jen. I've got Stevie B. I've got Jeff. I've got Kyle. I got Amy in the house. She just wants to see me screw up on my own and not save my butt. So she's just having fun. She's like I would say she's recording this, but it's already forever because it's on the internet. It's not like you could ever put something on the internet and take it down and no one has it, you know?
That's fair.
Remember what? Whoa.
Not near the art.
Trust me, it wasn't. Thank God. I can't.
Who are you, John Cole?
Remember? Yeah, right. Just remember what Richard Pryor said to Eddie Murphy when he gave him that advice. Have a Coke and a smile. He said a little bit more, but I'm
different kind of Coke. Right? I think they were talking about different kind of Coke.
What's going on, man? Jen King says hi, Amy. Stevie says move the plant closer to balance the shot. All right, I think I could do that. This is live TV. I can make it happen.
Hi, Jen.
Watch, now the plant is going to sell more art than Nick will.
Yeah, right. The plant will. Plant will actually move things forward.
It's fair.
All right. Let's start with. Got to start with the monkey. If you got a monkey, you got to start with a monkey.
I don't know. They say never work with children or animals.
In that case, I'm both. I should leave. So, all right. Well, actually, you have this. So, search for Cyclops. I really just want to show the monkey up close. It's so cool. Richard Ship in the house. The ship has docked. All right. And he's calling out Kyle. Gotta love it. All right. This is Search for Cyclops, issue 1, page 10. Tom Rainey, Scott Hanna. I don't even remember what year this was from. Amy, what year was Search for Cyclops? Like 2002 or something? So Amy is going to be doing my job for me. She will find out.
Are you sure that's not page 13, Nick?
It is page 13, Rabbit. It is.
I was to say, I'm looking at page 10 going, that looks very different.
So this is from 2000, 21 years old. Approximately 48 days from being near 22 years old. 21-year-old artwork. It is beautiful. I love it. This is coming from my personal collection. This is priced at $499.99, But tonight we're going to do it for $350. This is a beautiful page. I really love it. I adore it. Look at that top panel.
I have a stack of Tom Rainey, Scott Hanna art here with me, like that I've picked up over this year with Nick. And I can tell you this, if you pick it up, you will not be disappointed. You'll stare at this art for hours and just find new things you haven't seen before. Because I got a Thor page that's Tom Rainey and Scott Hanna from Nick. And I look at it every day. And when I come into my studio, because it's hanging here, and every day there's something new I noticed because how good these two guys are together.
They're great together. And, that's right, Stevie B. It gives it the Why the Last Man feel. If you look at the top panel, look at how beautiful that top panel is, even before you get to the monkey. And the face on the monkey is incredible. What I find incredible in this world is why Tom Rainey is not more popular than he is. The guy is one of the most beautiful and consistent artists in this industry. When he has someone like Scott Hanna inking him, when he has someone like Danny Mickey inking him, he shines even more. It is such a shame. Style, I'm not talking about style here. I'm absolutely not talking about style. But Don Heck never got the credit he deserved when he was active. And years later, many people appreciate Don Heck even more so. You can't touch Don Heck artwork. That's, in my opinion, Tom Rainey is such a great artist, does not get the attention or the respect he deserves. He should be really up there. The guy is fantastic. He's been drawing for almost 30 years. Everything he does is beautiful. He's professional. And I want to add one more thing that I think is important. We will talk about value. We will talk about perceived value. We will talk about what we think something may be worth. Whatever you do not buy any artwork based on speculation. Only buy artwork if you're going to love it. No matter how inexpensive or how expensive it is, do not buy artwork because you think you're going to flip it. You will be unhappy. Even if you make money, I've seen people buy artwork to flip and they made money, but they were unhappy with how much money they made. And I've seen people lose money. I've seen people break even. Only buy it if you love it. We will talk about value again, but you have to buy what you love. If you buy what you love, you'll never be disappointed.
And there's several different kinds of value, right? There's emotional value, there's physical value, there's monetary value. The reality is that if you have an art page with a monkey wearing a fez, the emotional value is going to be very, very high. More than any monetary value ever, because you have a monkey wearing a fez, and who else can say that?
And the funny thing is, I've had this page for years, and I've sold some pages, as Kyle pointed out, some pages by Tom Rainey from Search for Cyclops, from Thor. I've held on to this page, not wanting to really make it available, but tonight I decided, Dance Monkey Dance. The one
Ship,
thing
we already are.
Huh?
We already are. This is what we do. This is our version of dancing.
Well, I was about to ask Richard, are you talking about the monkey or me? Which one of us are you accusing here? So, beautiful page. If you were to pick it up, you would not be disappointed. And as Kyle said, fortunately, he has the prices running.
Yeah, so $4.99 MSRP on that. That's what we think it's about worth in the market tonight. $3.50 on that piece if you're into it. And so it's $3.50 plus shipping. Just know that you're going to have to pay to have it shipped because, as we know, shipping is tough these days. And I had some records shipped to me. It took 3 tries to get them here without them being broken.
Oh.
So imagine if you had a one-of-a-kind piece of art. You're going to want it shipped properly, and Nick's team does. They know what the hell they're doing. So you pay for it, and it works out that way. But just know that it's a good investment because you get a monkey with a fez.
Exactly. Now we go from a cute monkey to a not so cute apocalypse. But this is a fantastic page. And seriously, Apocalypse is just, Apocalypse, Mr. Sinister, all these classic 90s villains. And it's, I don't know about you, Kyle, you're younger than me, but for me to say classic 90s villains almost feels weird. When I think classic villains, I'm thinking 60s and 70s.
I wrote a thing for the Experience yesterday. We're making some new commercials for the Experience, and I wrote a thing that said, children born today are younger than things invented yesterday. Doesn't that make you feel old?
It does. It does. It's funny. I remember going to a diner. I must have been 15 years old. God, I'm old. I must have been 15 years old, and the diner was playing oldies music and, 60s, right? And I said to my friend Billy, I was like, oh, man, I don't want to listen to oldies while I'm here. And he's like, Nick, in 30 years, our music will be oldies music. I'm like, no, it won't. Obviously, I didn't think that far ahead because
I guarantee you had some records as a kid that I'm selling now for high dollar at Comic-Cons. Like, it's everybody wants that stuff from the 80s and the early 90s, late 70s. Like, classic rock is where it's at, man. Classic rock is where it's at. Oh, absolutely. So you can still sell them.
Yeah, you can. All right, so we have Apocalypse here. This is another patron search for Cyclops. This is a little bit more. I think this is $5.99, right? And we're going to offer
$5 tonight, only $4.50.
$4.50. So what did Wes say? Ampersand. It's scary when you listen to oldies and you know all the words. Ain't that right, Richard?
Shit, that's what karaoke's for, man.
Yeah, right? And then you could pretend you didn't know the words.
Right.
But you really did. So this is a beautiful page. You've got a third page splash, which is kind of cool, mostly because you've got Apocalypse hologram disappearing. You've got so much going on here. It is just an incredible page, in my opinion. And again, I love Tom Rainey. He just does not get the credit he deserves. But people who love him, like myself, part of our goal is to tell you how great he is, why we think he's great. I am selling some of my own artwork tonight. And the reason why I sell my own artwork is because it's easier for me to talk about it and be honestly excited about it. I love all artwork, don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to bring you guys an experience on the experience. And the best way to do it is to just bring my own emotional attachment and my own emotional investment to the art. And that's the whole thing, I mean, and
true.
Right. And I will tell you, there's, we like to impress upon you. You're watching us on YouTube, on Facebook, Twitter, our website, Twitch. You're watching us on all these platforms. And the goal is to, when it comes to the original art hours, to promote the art. But I will also mention, remember one thing, the art is phase 2 of a comic. So regardless whether or not you buy any of the art here on the experience, please go to your local comic retailer, support them. They're always, always, always in need of your support because they are mostly mom and pop stores. And with the pandemic, like every business, they've been hit. And now with what many people may know, but not everybody knows, with the ransomware that hit Diamond comic distributors, everything's been slowed down in getting books and collectibles to retailers from Diamond. So if you can go there, maybe buy some back issues, maybe buy some new books that are still on the stand, support them as much as you can.
So Nick,
want to throw that out there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just so you know that that ransomware attack is actually affecting local libraries too. So it's affecting how a lot of the world accesses the internet, which is something I learned today in a cybersecurity meeting I was in. But you were saying something before this, that this is phase 2 of a comic book.
Yep.
Here, let me
Phase
bring
1
myself
is
on screen.
plotting, writing,
Right.
scripting. Phase 2 is the art.
We have an interesting example this week.
Go for it.
That you brought with you. And I don't want to bring it up because I can't buy it and it makes me sad. But you have a cover that debuted this week on store shelves that you can buy the original. So you can kind of understand the whole, this is phase 2, and then go to your shop tomorrow if you haven't already done it, which why haven't you already done it? And you could pick up the third phase of this very same cover in its final form, as if this were an anime. This piece right here, which again, it makes me sad that I can't buy it.
Well, this is Vampirella 25. And we were going to do it for Vampiverse number 3, and then we decided, you know what? Let's use it for 25. It's our big book of the year. It's the end cap to the 3-year journey that Christopher Priest and Ergon Gundas have had, and they've really told a great tale. The tale is going to go into Vampirella Dracula Unholy number 1, which hits in a few weeks, but this phase of it hit right now. And I've brought copies of Vampirella 25. If you were to go to your local retailer and were to support them, you could pick up Vampirella 25 with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles homage covers. So these are in your local retailers this week. Hopefully retailers in Baltimore, Dallas, and Boston got them. I don't know if they have or haven't, but if they have not, ask them to hold them for you. It's a really great book. Not only is the cover fantastic, real quick, I'll show some of the interiors to check out how beautiful it is. So, but for
we've
tonight,
got the cover.
Huh?
We've got the cover though.
We have,
and
the
you have a chance to own the cover.
Yep. So the original art to the cover, even I got to look. This is $1,500, but because we're offering it tonight, the week that it's released, we're going to do it for $1,000 even.
Which is a dumb price. Should be 3-4 times that much.
It's a great intro price. And yeah, I mean, there's a chance if somebody bought it that they could do well with it. Hopefully anybody who buys it will buy it because they love it. It's a fantastic cover. It just really, really is. Ken really put in his heart and soul. I mean, you can see it there. You know, it's funny. I keep wanting to move it up and doing this so that you get a better view, but it's a computer. You can enlarge it. You don't need me to do this. But you can check it out. It's got, like I said, originally this was for Vampiverse number 3. You can see other Vampirellas on there. And we just said, you know what? Make it for Vampirella 25. Because you can't do 2 Vampirella covers like this. You can't have, even though a Vampirella 25 could have Vampirella and Dracula, it felt kind of weird doing another one of the same cover as an homage. So we just did it here.
All right. So West is asking who the artist was. That's Ken Hazer.
Yep.
Who is one of our frequent flyers on the shows with Nick. Ken is on every show with Nick.
Yep.
Because he's a freaking madman and a genius. And then you would ask about the Tony Daniel Batman page. We will get to that in just a minute. But we were talking about the different phases. And so this is phase 2, right? Nick had mentioned it earlier. And you can walk in your store and buy phase 3. I thought that was a really good illustration of kind of what we're talking about, is that this is a step in the process. And it's a really cool and interesting step, especially once you get addicted to it.
Yep. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, the good thing is that there are a lot of collectors here that follow original art. There are some collectors new to the hobby, and we want you to enjoy the hobby. And so having said that, we're going to move from Vampirella 25 original art by Ken Hazer. Again, MSRP $1,500, tonight $1,000. And we are going to move to the remarks. I'm really good at putting this away. John may be all thumbs, but Nick is like no hands. It's like no hands Nick. I can never put stuff away. This is why they keep me away from everything. This is why Amy sets it up, tells me not to touch anything. And then, at that point, she's like, hey, however you screw it up, that's on you. So, all right. So, Ken Hazer, we have Avengers Assemble #1 cover by Ken Hazer. This is limited to 199 of these. This was the Avengers versus the brand new Zodiac, who happened to be one of the greatest villains of all time. And he was reinvented for the Marvel Age. And this came out, like I said, Nick's an old man. He's got to look up close. This is a 2012 comic that Ken did the cover to. I'm going to open, by the way.
Is it right that this is number 3 of 199?
It
so
is.
Real low numbers. I'm going to throw this up. This is regularly $89.99. All of Ken Hazer's things are regularly $89.99. But tonight, this is a 5-star book for $50.
And look, the reason why we use a holofoil seal that can be removable is so that you can open the comic and read it. Really, really, no matter what, even with original artwork, we would like you to read the comics. So we have this for $50. We also have, let's see if we can get to all 4 before the break. We have Amazing Spider-Man 850 with a Miles Morales sketch. This was written by Nick Spencer, Kurt Busiek, Trad Moore, Saladin Ahmed. It had great artwork by Ryan Otley, Humberto Ramos, Mark Bagley, Chris Pichello, Trad Moore, John Dell, Tim Townsend. This was the Green Goblin coming back. This is a beautiful, beautiful remark. All those great artists and a Ken Hazer sketch. So this is, I don't even have to look at my sheet. You've got it right there. This is normally $89.99. And tonight we're going to do this for $62 for 1962, the year Spider-Man appeared in Amazing Fantasy 15. Then we have Cable #1. This was the series by Jerry Dugan and Phil Noto. And like I said, always Nick's an old man, so Nick's got to look. This is the newest series from 2020. This is a black cover with silver metallic ink sketch, which is very difficult to sketch with. You got to be careful. You got to shake the pen every once in a while and make sure it doesn't go everywhere on the book. And Ken is very careful when he does these, and he's just a great artist. So MSRP is $89.99, and because these are hard for him to do, we're keeping this one at full MSRP tonight. We have very few left, and they are not easy to make for Ken, so we're going to keep it at full MSRP.
If you go to a convention and you ask somebody to sketch on one of these color Marvel covers, they're really tough to work on anyway. The paper is tough to work on.
Exactly.
As you can see, Ken makes it look easy, but it's super not. So I had a piece done on the red Spider-Man cover by Angel Medina, and it was less good than this. I will say that. I love Angel. He will admit it was less good than this, and it cost a lot more. So this is a great deal on this Ken Hazer piece.
Yep. And when we come back, I think we need to go to break. When we come back,
let's hit the last one, then we'll take a break.
Okay. So
got it queued up.
Avengers #1 by Mark Waid. This, again, I got to start looking at this stuff ahead of time. This is from 2018. So this is one of the more recent series. Ken Hazer, this has Captain America on it. It's $63. It's $89.99 MSRP, $63. But you know what? I was doing this at $63 for 1963, the year the Avengers joined together and first appeared. By the way, this is also signed by Mark Waid. I should mention that. So signed by Waid at the bottom, Ken a little bit higher up where the Captain America head sketch is. We're going to do this for $41. And the good thing is that Kyle's in charge tonight, because if JD was in charge, it would actually be $46 because he charges $5 for a price change. So this is $89.99. and this is the most affordable Ken Hazer book we'll have tonight for $41. For 1941, the year Captain America #1 happened, with Captain America punching out a Yahtzee, because he can't say the real word on YouTube. So, a Yahtzee. Somebody named Adolf. You got to look it up. So anyway, this is here tonight, Avengers #1, and I guess we're going to get a break now.
All right, there. It took me that long to type in $41 for the year that Cap punched a mustached jerk in the face. So,
all right, I love that. That's a great way to write it. Thank you.
All right, we will be right back here on The Experience with more original art. Stay tuned. If I can click the right stupid thing.
They say it, and it's true, that everything is getting faster. You're not getting any younger, and time is the single resource that you can never get back or get any more of. So why are you wasting time wandering around a comic book shop looking for a new storyline to get hooked on?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Minute to Skin It. Yeah!
Spend 1 hour with Miss Jen and Bean, and they'll give you the leg up on all the latest books hitting shelves this week. Your pull list will be brimming with the hottest new books before your friends even hear about them.
This is Provenance of Secrets. This is The Heathens. I read Wolverine #17.
It's Minute to Skim It, every Tuesday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
What's up, everybody? It's Kyle. We're back here on the Original Art Experience. Nick is back in his chair. That's why I was talking and not him. But since I started, I wanted to take a minute and tell you guys about some stuff, including coming up in about 90 minutes from now at 9 o'clock Eastern. We have Nancy McCann from Comics Unlimited in Cleveland, Tennessee, with Friday Night Live from Comics Unlimited. And then tomorrow we have a special announcement. This is something we weren't sure was going to happen until today, and now it's happening. We are partnering with Scout Comics, and we are bringing you the stream of their grand opening of their new facility in Florida, where they have their whole warehouse, their whole basically where Nick is now. Scout Comics is opening one of those for themselves in Florida, and we are pleased to be a partner with them and streaming that, as well as, you heard it here first, we have some new programming coming to the experience from our friends at Scout Comics. That include Miss Jen and some others.
Which is awesome.
That'll be super
fun.
fun.
Kyle's frozen or I'm frozen.
I don't know either.
Amy, am I frozen?
You're not frozen on my end.
Then it was me.
I mean, my head just might not have been moving. Like,
okay,
I may have just been like in the zone, and my lips not moving, just whatever. But then, so that's Saturday and Sunday, and then Sunday afternoon at 6 p.m. Eastern, tune in for the most punk rock show we have here on The Experience from Fat Jack's Comic Crypt in historic Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Brendan and Al and the mania that is that show. That you never know what they're going to have. Some weeks they have, like, you never know. They could have a, Action Comics #1 this week for all I know. That's the kind of stuff they've been pulling. And they could have, 90s $2 books. So it's something for everybody.
And sometimes they could have both. I mean, they had the one show where they had a Daredevil #1. They had a Giant Size X-Men #1. They had a Hulk 181. They had a huge night, and it was incredible. And I got to tell you, I never did I ever regret knowing so much about Daredevil, because as um,
Brendan.
Brendan was talking about it, I knew it was going to be Daredevil #1, because he was saying, and there was a book that we're about to show that was supposed to come out in 1963, but came out in 1964. And I was like, oh, that's because Bill Everett was late, and Avengers #1 was in 1963, and the only reason why the Avengers happened was because Bill Everett was late, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, type in Daredevil #1 to claim it, and I went like 3 seconds too soon, and then somebody put it in after they finally showed it, and I was like, son of a gun. Real quick,
I was sad for you.
Not as sad as I was. Amy had suggested that I show the other covers to Vampirella 25. So we have the Ken Hazer cover, right? The one whose original art we have on the wall. On the stand. We also have the Lucho Perillo cover, Shannon Mayer cover, Rose Besh cover, Yam cover. We have a cosplay cover, which I did not grab. We also have Tony Fleek's Stray Dogs cover. We have Roberto Castro homage to Vampirella magazine. And we have a beautiful painted cover in homage to classic Vampirella. So these are all in stores this week. And we don't have the original art to this, but I thought I would show it. We have NYX in stores this week as well from the Vampirella universe.
The original art for that A cover would be like $1 bajillion.
Yeah,
It's
right?
so crazy. So cool looking. By the way, I didn't get to. So we talked about Nick's Tuesday night, Dan and I hadn't gotten to read more than the first 2 pages when we went live. And I immediately got off the air and read it and was like super pissed that I hadn't ordered every single cover. So I called my local comic shop on Wednesday and ordered every single additional cover of that book. That was so good.
Nice. And here's the Turtles homage of Nyx. It's so freaking cool. Nyx with all these skeletons burning.
Is Ken doing all of the Turtles homages?
He's doing it on a run of books. So will he eventually do every turtle cover?
No, I mean like the ones that you've announced. There's like 4, right?
Yeah.
Nyx, Vampirella, and there's
Red
2 others.
Sonja, and Army of Darkness, and actually Jennifer Blood.
Okay, so there's 5. Did Ken do all 5 pieces?
Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely all Ken.
Cool.
So
just so I know how to order.
There you go. That is the way to order. They are all Ken. So
all the Ken Hazer covers for all of the Dynamite books. Got it. I'll go to the store tomorrow and get that corrected.
So if you have not yet, I will ask again, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're on YouTube, thumbs up. If you're on Facebook or Twitter, hearts if you wouldn't mind. Hit the bell for notifications. Subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. And share if you can. Sharing is caring. It's really appreciated. So I want to show something different. Speaking of Lucho Perillo and Vampirella, we have 2 limited edition Lucho Perillo prints. They're the same image. These are 11 by 17 prints. These are on 100-pound gallery art silk stock. As you can see, these are not posters. For anyone who doesn't know, these are originally $29.99 each. Tonight, we're going to do it for $19.69 here in Vampirella #1. Also happens to be the year I was born. But for some reason, Vampirella looks a lot better than I do. And since Kyle does not have the image, I wanted to show it. This is Vampirella from Draculon with the wings popping out. It's kind of eerie and beautiful at the same time. So Lucho Perillo, normally $29.99, tonight $19.69. And in addition to that, I'm really proud. I've always had a great relationship with John Romita Jr. and John Romita Sr. and Virginia Romita. And John Sr., one of the most talented people our industry has ever had, and one of the 3 elder statesmen who is still with us today. it's John Romita Sr., Larry Lieber, Joe Giella are the three most distinguished classic artists of the Silver Age still with us today. John's been selling a lot of his personal items, and he has been. He offered me. Very fortunately, I have quite a few pieces from his personal file copies, reference material, or comps that he kept. So I'm going to offer two of them tonight. I have this Angel trading card from the 1995 Fleer series. We've got this, and we are going to offer it for $400. And then we have this Mary Jane photocopy that John used as reference later in life. And this is signed by John, and this is going to be $1,200. So you're getting his file copies, his reference material and file copies of one of his comps on the trading cards, or his Mary Jane style guide that he used, after he retired from Marvel, as he later in life just felt that having the style guide reference would be a good help. So very fortunate to have picked it up, offering it to our followers on the experience. Now, Wes asked about the Tony Daniel Batman 46, page 18. This is the Booster Gold flashback. You've got Catwoman Booster Gold. This was the issue where Booster's wedding present screwed up Batman's past, and it did more damage to his present. And it had Batman refusing to cooperate, and Booster had to get Catwoman on his side. So this, I keep forgetting, I don't need to show it. This is, I'm sure Kyle will get it up.
MSRP is about $750 is what we think it's worth, and we're going to offer it tonight for $600, which is, when you look at how many characters are in these pages, you got Batman, you got Booster Gold, and you got Catwoman. It's only $200 a character.
And beyond that, I will tell you, I love this. Again, to be clear, I'm offering some of my own art, but only because it allows me to speak so much more excited about it, so much more. I love original art, and I'm happy to always offer original art. But when it's my own, I can give you some of my emotional attachment to it. What I love about this, if you look at it, I love the blackened Batman face where you're not seeing his face. That little glint of whiteout over the eye almost makes it look like a cross, like Spawn to a degree. You got to love the way he's throwing the bomb is being thrown at Booster Gold, and it's just a beautiful page. So.
And it's Batman using a gun, which isn't something you see every day.
I think I can name the few times I've seen Batman using a gun. I think obviously in the Golden Age, he used a gun. He killed some of the monster men back then.
Yeah.
Hugo Strange's Frankenstein-ish monsters. And he used one in Batman the Cult where he says, I forget the Deacon's name, where he goes, tell Deacon whatever, the Batman is coming for him. And it was so cool that he called himself the Batman. Now, this is a time travel story, which, lends itself to some variations of history. But it's a really great page. And Tony Daniel, he does get the attention he deserves. And he's just such a fantastic artist. And I just really want to show, this was not by the way, just to be clear, this was not a gift. I would never ever sell a gift, but he did personalize it to me when I bought it from him. So, but again, this is from my collection, and it's cool if it doesn't sell because I'm bringing it to be able to just talk about it. And speaking of time travel, you know what I love about Miss Jen's shows, Minute to Skim It, or What's in the Box, or Mishmash, regardless whether she's selling comics or she's just talking about them, she brings you so much information. I know the commercial talks about being in the comic store, and you can find out a little bit more from Miss Jen. But that's partially because in the time of COVID, it's hard to be spending so much time in a comic store. She and her team will tell you about comics and just give you a feel of what's going on, a little bit of story info, and hopefully when you go to the comic store, you'll pick up a few extra comics. One day, Nick will turn his phone off, and Spencer Beck won't be calling while he's live on the air. Will wonders never cease?
And I've got Facebook closed, so it's not like Spencer can text me and be like, "Hey, bring me on."
Right?
I'm sure that's what he wants.
He's done it to us before, and he's done it to himself. It's like, Spencer, just tell us ahead of time you want to come on the air.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you they were made of paper. That's funny, Richard. That is really funny. All right. Let's go to Extreme X-Men. Igor Corday, Scott Hanna. This is issue 25. This is actually the sequel to God Loves, Man Kills. So it was a Return of the Striker, and it was just in time, I think, for the third X-Men film, because I think Chris Claremont, you'll have to remind me whether or not I'm right. It was right before the X-Men that Chris Claremont was on the Senate Judiciary Committee. So this is MSRP. Oh, wow. Only $3.99? All right. So we're figuring this is $3.99. And if I would have remembered that this was a sequel to God Love, Man Kills, and thought about the fact that Bishop's on this page, I'm fairly certain I would have said a little bit more.
I think and I'm trying to remember exactly too. So this did come out right before X3 from that original X-Men trilogy. But as I recall, that this wasn't a direct sequel to God Love, Man Kills. Like, it was a several story arc sequel.
Right.
Like several issue arc. Like, it wasn't like this one book had to carry all the weight. And this was a heavier Bishop story in terms of it had more Bishop stuff at a time when Bishop was kind of not in vogue.
Right.
At the time, everybody wanted everybody to be Cyclops. Why? I have no idea. I still don't get it. But
except for Gail Simone. She will rip on Cyclops every day on Twitter.
That's another one of the new bumpers we wrote. It's with Christmas coming, it's a good time to think about people who are less fortunate than you, including the X-Men. For all those years they had to work with Cyclops.
There you go.
But Bishop's a great character, and he was really good in this story. He just wasn't a hot shot.
Bronze is gold. You're breaking my heart. He's multitasking. He's not just watching the show. He's posting, which, honestly, that's a good excuse. For those of you who don't know, this weekend is Comic Art Live. Go to comicartfans.com. That's www.comicartfans.com. It is the biggest original art convention in the world. You will have dozens upon dozens upon dozens of art dealers and dozens upon dozens upon dozens of consumers posting art for sale, some art that's never been around, some art that they're pricing to move. I think last year they did well over $1 million. I can't remember if in May, not last year, if this past May they did over $1 million, or if this past May they did $2 million. It may be that they did $1 million in May, $1 million plus, and they're estimating $2 million now, or it may be that they did $2 million in sales and they're estimating higher now. Forgive me for not remembering. But we are doing this variant cover with Bill for Comic Art Live. It will be a campaign that launches on Tuesday. So today is the 12th, so the 16th. On November 16th, this will launch. It's an exclusive cover promoting Comic Art Live. We didn't want to launch it before the event this weekend because Bill was really busy and needed to focus on the event. But It will be on Tuesday. This cover commemorates the fact that Bill runs the biggest comic art show. It happens to be online, but it's the biggest comic art show in the world. A few things about comic art fans. You got to keep in mind there's over 1 million pieces of artwork. If you go there, it's free to check it out. You can sign up for the premium membership, and if you can afford $75 a year for premium and $75 a year for market data, I recommend you do so. Not only because it's really cool, but it also allows you to get more information, and it helps support Bill and the entire original art community. Bill also has 3 shows a week right now on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. They all start at 9 o'clock. Sometimes the Wednesday show gets moved to Monday, like this coming week. It's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And the Monday show is called Dueling Dealers, and it is a lot of fun. You got to check it out. Check it out this Monday. The only thing I'll add is, regardless whether you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, or our website, watch Comic Art Live Dueling Dealers on YouTube, because if you're going to bid or claim anything, you need to be on YouTube. Let's see. What do we got? We got Should Be an Awesome Weekend. Lots of free comic art program. That was so cool. You worked that out for Bill, Nick. No one deserves it more after all he's done. I agree with you, Braz. No one deserves it more. No one does. So this is really cool. And we have less than 5 minutes left, so I need to.
I've got an idea for you.
Uh-oh.
You ready? The next
yes.
big art book from Dynamite Comics, the color by number of Ken Hazer.
I love it,
because that looks like a coloring page. Like that looks like one of those things that in like an adult coloring book.
Yeah.
Like and Ken's art is so
distinct.
Well, that, and it spans so many different styles. Ken can do it all.
Yep.
So every page could be a new and exciting challenge.
I agree. That's a great idea.
You can have that one.
Great idea. All right. Last 4 minutes. We will move on to Generation 3. This is John Byrne. Just a beautiful page. Look. I'll read the shorthand. Superman has learned the deadly secret behind Darkseid's attack on the Earth, but an attempt to take the battle to its source hurls the Man of Steel into the Smallville of 800 years in the past. Get ready for the time-tossed meeting of a pair of gods of New Genesis and a confrontation with a ruthless gunslinger named Jonah Hex. Station Nick, 62 Lefty Blues. How are you, sir? Yes, 62. There is a channel with Nick. I've sold my soul a long time ago, so all I have left is artwork. So,
all right, so I was gonna put the ticker up, but I'm looking at it and it's got to be wrong. So why don't you take a look at your sheet? That can't possibly be right.
You gotta look. I can't hear it. Nah, we decided to do it at this price. I mean, I think it's a $3.99 page because you see Superman at the bottom. You're not seeing him necessarily throughout. And I wanted to make this really affordable. John Byrne art goes for a lot of money. Everything's picking up. And when you've got X-Men pages going for, of course, of the classic Chris Claremont run, going for $26,000 to $40,000, you want the lower price stuff goes up. The value just goes up. And I wanted to bring this out at the best value I could. So if you want it tonight, it's $350. It's a beautiful page. It's pencils, inks, and story by Byrne. You're getting the whole package here, and it is the best price that I could put it at.
Yeah, I just can't even believe that this is $350. Like,
it's a great one.
I'm what's the word? Gobsmacked?
That's a good word.
Speechless, dumbstruck. I'm pretty dumb anyway, but now I've been hit with more. Like, this is insane.
Batman 700, page 6. Grant Morrison, Tony Daniel, other artists on this issue were Andy Cupid and Frank Quietly. It was an all-star of artists book. You also had David Finch, Scott Collins, Richard Friend, Shane Davis, Juan Doe, Gilliam March, Dustin Wynn, Tim Sale, Bill Sienkiewicz, Philip Dan. So many great artists were on this. We got 2 minutes left, so I got to hurry. So to me, this is $1,000 page. It just is. It's issue 700. You've got the Joker. You've got Scarecrow. You've got Catwoman. You've got the Mad Thinker. You've got the Joker holding it. You've had not the Joker holding one of the villains holding Robin. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful page. Let's see. Bring you English terms. All right, Richard Ship. So this is the anniversary issue. This was a big one. This was a really, really cool issue. I wish I could remember what year it came out in. I almost want to say 2008. Does that sound right, Amy? Batman 700, 2008?
That sounds a little late, actually.
I'm probably way off. I'm sure I'm way off. But that doesn't matter so much as look at how beautiful this is. So $750 tonight. Grant Morrison.
2010.
2010. All right. I wasn't way off. I was a little off. Very few books make it to the 700 mark. Right now you have Wonder Woman, you have Flash, obviously you have Batman. This is a big one, and this is a beautiful one. All right, we're down to the last minute. We're going to wrap this up. I want to remind everybody, Nancy McCann comes on in an hour. She's got a great show, Comics Unlimited from Tennessee. We have some great content tomorrow night, including Taji Beats. On Sunday, we have Latchkey Manifesto with Fat Jacks and Brendan and Al. Monday, we come back with Comic Collectibles. John will still be on vacation, lucky son of a gun. So it'll be Rex. And then we have Miss Jen doing an interview, I believe, at 5:30 on Monday. Is it 5 or 5?
She's at 5 and 5:30. Then you have Rex, and is it going to be Amy?
It might be Rex by himself.
Ooh, might be Rex and I, might be Rex and Amy, might be Rex and somebody else. We don't know.
I think I want to see the Rex and Kyle connection. Let's
maybe
call it that.
Maybe it'll be Rex and the sandwich he's been so long pining for. Just Rex,
the Rex and Kyle connection.
Yeah, and then after them, Jen will be back with her Mishmash show.
Mishmash show. And then Tuesday, we've got you and Dan and a few other great shows. So everyone, thank you for tuning in. You could have done anything else tonight. And the fact that you watched our show, we greatly appreciate. Please go to your local comic retailer, especially now with everything that's happening with the ransomware. Richard says enough with the food. Go to your local comic store. And again, there are cities like Dallas, Boston, Baltimore that have not gotten their new books yet. If you can, go there, buy some books that they have, reserve the books that you want to get, support them as much as possible, really support them over the next few weeks, because in addition to COVID, this is really screwing up the system. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend and be good to yourselves as well. So thank you all. And I'll see you comic art fans this weekend. Remember, premium members, 11 a.m. Regular members or non-members, 1 p.m. It will be fun. There will be a lot of art. So thank you all. Thank you, Kyle. It's been great.